just wanted to share with you guys a word that I personally received from God. A few days ago, I was praying. He told me to read Psalm 93, and I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of what He shared with me. Starting speaking lower than usual. Usually, when I make these videos, people are sleeping in the household, and that's why I speak a little bit lower. But Psalm 93 says, "The Lord reigns, he is robed in majesty. The Lord is robed in majesty and armed with strength. Indeed, the world is established firm and secure. Your throne was established long ago. You are from all eternity. The seas have lifted up, Lord. The seas have lifted up their voice. The seas have lifted up their pounding waves. Mightier than the thunder of the great waters, mightier than the breakers of the sea, the Lord on high is mighty. Your statues, Lord, stand firm. Holiness adorns your house for endless days." Let's dissect it a little bit. The Lord reigns. He is still on his throne. He has not clocked out. He's still working. He is robed in majesty. The Lord is robed in majesty and armed with strength. Meaning he has all the power. He is all majestic. He is all powerful. It says he's armed with strength. He's strong. He's mighty. And he's ready to work. Indeed, the world is established firm and secure. Anything that is happening, as chaotic as it might be, he has in the palms of his hand. This world, he has in the palm of his hand. And it is already established, it's already firm. He has control over everything that's going on, even though sometimes it doesn't really seem like it. But he's got it, he's looking out for it. It says in verse 2, "Your throne was established long ago. You are from all eternity." He's not a novice to this. He didn't start his shift yesterday. He knows what's going on. He established this world and he knows what's going on. He knows your past. He knows your present. He knows your future because he is the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end. He was the one who was and is to come. So he knows everything from the past, present, and future. He knows. This isn't new. This is not a new plan for him. He's got control over it. And he will reign forever. But then he starts crying out for help. It says in verse 3, "The seas have lifted up, Lord. The seas have lifted up their voice. The seas have lifted up their pounding waves." This is a very descriptive. It says, so he starts saying, "God, this problem is getting worse. I'm trying to do the right thing, but it's getting worse. The noise is getting bigger. The confusion is getting bigger and bigger in my head. The noise of the waves, the noise of the people, the confusion, the chaos, I keep hitting a wall. God, it's getting worse. What am I going to do?" And then verse 4, he reminds himself and he says, "Mightier than the thunder of the great waters, mightier than the breakers of the sea. The Lord on high is mighty." He says, wait a minute, but Lord, even though all of this is getting more chaotic, even though the problem is getting bigger, the waves are getting higher, the noise is getting worse, even though I'm more confused, God, you are mightier. You are stronger than all of this. You're stronger than my problems. You're stronger than this confusion. You're stronger than anything the enemy is throwing against me. God, you're stronger. It's getting worse, but God, you're mightier. You're stronger. Then it says, "Your statues, Lord, stand firm. Holiness adorns your house for endless days." Means your word is forever. Your word is still the same. So I want to remind you of this verse that if you're going through a problem, if you're going through anything in your life that it seems to be getting worse, you know, you feel like you're almost over whatever that problem is, and then something shows up. And then you're trying to go over that, and something shows up again, and you just can't win. You just keep going. And Lord, you know, people are talking more and more about me. God, it's getting worse in my workplace. God, it's getting harder in school. God, it's getting harder for me in this relationship. God, I'm losing this battle. Remind yourself, like Psalms 93 says. Go read Psalm 93 a little bit. I repeated it out loud to myself a few times. Remind yourself of this. God is still on his throne. God is still at work. He has control of everything that is going on. He has control of this universe. He knows what's going on in your life. He knows what happened. He knows what's happening. He knows what will happen. And even though it seems like it's getting worse, it seems like the noise is getting louder, your Lord is mightier. He's stronger than anything that could possibly happen. Stay blessed. And I pray that God gives you the strength to keep fighting today through this chapter. God bless you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.